My name is Ruth Graham. I'm the field coordinator for the North Carolina program of Appalachian Voices, an environmental nonprofit who has assisted communities impacted by coal ash pollution for 10 years, since the largest coal ash spill in United States history, the TVA spill in Kingston, Tennessee. I'm here today to read a pre-written statement from a formerly impacted citizen and current community leader. Thank you for taking our comments. My name is Caroline Armijo. I'm a resident of Greensboro, North Carolina, and I advocate for my home community, which surrounds the Belews Creek Steam Station, as well as all of the communities impacted by coal ash in North Carolina. I am gravely concerned about the rollback of regulations that we see proposed here today. As community members, we know that having access and availability to industry data for these regulations are helpful and critical to our health. We hope that through the data collected, we can figure out how to clean up our communities so that they may once again thrive. However, the strides being made to require monitoring and placing of that data in the hands of the public are in jeopardy. It is important that the protections in the federal rule remain in place for the sake of our citizens who are bearing the hidden costs of our electricity in the United States. As a mother, I am particularly concerned about the health protections of children. I was sick as a child with constant respiratory issues until I moved away to college. And so I empathize with all the families who face the host of illnesses associated with the poor air and water quality from coal ash. I'm also concerned about the rising trend of obscure cancers impacting children in groups around many communities in North Carolina. Brain and blood cancers around Belews Creek, thyroid cancer in Marshall, and ocular cancer in Huntersville. The only thing they have in common is that they live near coal ash ponds, and the number of individuals with cancer in all of our coal ash communities is not normal. This concludes her pre-written statement. And in my observations working with Appalachian Voices, I can verify Caroline's experience and concerns. I've known too many mothers, fathers, wives, husbands, children, and unborn babies who have become abruptly sick or died prematurely from conditions associated with the toxic chemical cocktail found in coal ash. You can see the same illnesses in the current total of over 200 sick workers who were involved in the Kingston cleanup. And in Belews Creek, where Caroline is from, you can see these illnesses on both sides of the street in these neighborhoods. These communities all over North Carolina run the range of socioeconomic statuses and categories, yet the only polluting industry in these areas, the only harm that could cause this, are coal-fired power plants. These communities live with this nightmare even after the plants have closed and the ponds are no longer receiving coal ash because they are unable to leave homes they cannot sell due to groundwater contamination. Even scientists who dispute the connections of coal ash to groundwater contamination and contamination with illness will still agree that these communities are at risk. Do not take away the few protections that these communities have by altering the monitoring, closure, and cleanup requirements to the proposed rollback of the federal CCR rule. Thank you.